Curry.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline. Houston Rockets here at home, and an interconference matchup should be a good one. So the Rockets win the tip. Inside. Rebound by Lee.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. David Lee is out there with Zeller, and it's Smart in at the point guard. And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Out to Turner. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Greg, you're talking about David Lee, the two-time All-Star. Pretty much a starter most of his career, though. A big change, Clark, as he came off the bench this past season after he was injured in the preseason.
Yeah, you know, you think about his game, though, Kevin. Highly skilled, mobile, smart. Gives you energy and scoring. I think he's ideal coming off the bench.
Smart misses. And so it's Houston with it. The feed now to Howard. From about 16. And Trevor Ariza again.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And it's Turner off the drive. Montezumas with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And there's Ariza. That's good on the assist by Harden. And it's 6 points for Trevor Ariza.
Really a heads-up play on both ends there. The steal and the quick push on the break.
Rapid-fire basketball at its best. Boom, 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 bang.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Evan Turner is one of those guys. He just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he can't get the first one. Well, Greg, for Evan Turner, the one area where he can still develop in a big way is with the jump shot. Clark, 28% from 3 last season. Really is not going to make it.
Yeah, that's been the one stain on his game, the lack of that deep shooting ability, but everything else he can do. He can handle, he passes, he rebounds, but to be an elite player, he's got to be able to knock down that 3-ball better.
Lawson drives in. That's good.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Smart with the ball. Passes it to Lee. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Harden. Got a hand on it. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Bradley's got the ball. To the wing on the left. Turner against Ariza. And it's sent back by Howard.
Not looking good for him so far. 4 straight misses to start the game.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for Houston.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Bradley, no one around him. Drills the 3-pointer. Bradley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Now, here's Bradley. Following the miss by Trevor Ariza. 4 on the shot clock. Lee, and it's in off the backboard. Here's Lawson.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6. When I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
On the wing, Turner. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. Good D by Ariza.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And here's the break. Here's Bradley. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Bradley's got 5. So both teams making some changes here. Rockets lead by 5. 1:27 left to play in the first quarter. Beverly against Thomas. 6 to shoot, and Beverly kicks to Jones. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Jones has got his first points of the game.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Now, here's Thomas. 32 seconds left to play in the first. Sullinger outside. No good with the triple.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
And here's Crowder. Back to Thomas. Goes up on the wing. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Rockets on top, leading by 7. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition. That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale was.
Yeah, you know, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground even outside of the competitive court.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Mota Eunice and Howard, the post pair. Lawson out there with Harden. And it's Brewer in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and three-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the coach of the year, leading the Rockets to their third best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
Some changes for Boston. Zeller, he's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Turner comes in for Crowder. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. That one misses. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Bradley can't get it to go.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Brewer's shot is off.
And, you know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
A nice shot by Zeller.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Smart passes to Bradley. Kicks it to Johnson. Down low. Here's Zeller, and he slams it one-handed.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed play. Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
Well, for James Harden, with his incredible regular season last year, Clark, you knew he was in for a great postseason as well.
And it was a bit of a roller coaster for him in the playoff run. I mean, he could vanish one game, but then explode for 40 in the next.
The Celtics making a switch here. Lee's checked in. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And with Harden in the playoffs, it was an all-or-nothing situation at times. He definitely stole some games for Houston in their run to the conference finals. But, man, did he have a rough one when they were eliminated by the Warriors.
And, you know, that tough game for Harden in the conference finals, a dozen turnovers for him, set an NBA record for most turnovers in a playoff game. Not how he wanted to go out, but he showed he can carry a team for stretches during the playoffs.
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% acting from three was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mona Eunice. Your Rebco's checked in for Boston. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjusts to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Now Urebka. Trevor Ariza missing from long range. Here's Lee. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Lee's got his second basket.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
You love the closeout on that possession.
Excellent defense, active, and he made it a very tough shot for him.
Smart dishes to Zeller. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact there. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Move shot.
And that one misses.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years.
Crowder, he's checked in for the Celtics. Thomas comes in for Evan Turner. And he can't hit the second.
The thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
Here's Thomas, following the score by Trevor Ariza. The dish now to Urebko. Over in the corner, Lee. And Zeller kicks to Thomas. Hits the target from 18 feet. Rockets leading by 6. Harden left side. Jones. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him because I enjoy watching him play.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
Now here's Thomas. Sullinger left side. That one falls coming off of Thomas's feet. Sullinger's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And I tell you what, the Rockets are happy to have Terrence Jones back and healthy. They tried to acquire Bosh last season. Looked like they had it, but make no mistake, Jones was always going to be a player not only with tremendous potential, but someone that they view as a valuable commodity on that roster.
Sullinger, a screen on Beverly. Here's Thomas. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Rockets lead by 5. And a chance now to send you over to Doris.
Well, David, how would you assess the first half of play, and what's going to be the area of focus as you head into the second half?
Well, you know, we weren't shooting the ball well. The first couple minutes, I thought our energy was a little slow, but then we picked it up. Defense, rebounding, and sharing the ball on offense. We do those 3 things, we're going to be okay.
David, you sound like a coach. Guys, over to you at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the Halftime Show. Houston came ready to play. The momentum was there for them early as they strung together a 10-1 run to start. Looking at the scoring breakdown, they ended up going wire to wire in the first quarter. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
We've seen James Harden playing a good game here. He has 8 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Brad Turner filling out the perimeter. Tyler Zeller out there with David Lee. And it's Smart in at the point.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
He kicks to Zeller. Lee, a screen on Lawson. That's good. Turner's got the first points of the second half here for the Celtics.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Ariza outside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists in the game.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Inside, it's tipped. Montejunas with the steal. Now here's Lawson. Pass to Harden. Screen by Howard. Shot off the screen. Harden's shot is good. Now it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Brewers checked in for James Harden. Austin with the ball. They trail by 7. Bradley passes to Smart. Screen by Lee. Shot clock at 5. Bradley dishes to Lee. And the shot is long. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Lawson kicks to Montejunas. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Montejunas has got the lead up to 10 now for the Rockets.
The second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts. Well, one thing about Ty Lawson is he's very good at attacking the defense. Gets inside without a problem and knows how to set up teammates.
Smart passes to Turner. Picked by Lee. And Turner kicks to Lee. And finally, that one's good. Lee's got 6.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take to the rim and get the finish.
And for Lawson, he is great when he attacks. He does obviously create well for his team on drives. Interesting player, certainly. But playing with a team that's growing and pretty young around him.
A good point. And, you know, last season, Lawson averaged about 13 points for his team off of his own drives. I mean, that means 13 points a night would be a direct result of him attacking the rim. That's second in the league in a stat that only trailed James Harden.
I think that would surprise some people.
Yes.
Lee sets a screen for Bradley. Lee outside. And again, Boston with the triple.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Ariza. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. Celtics trail by 7. Thomas, they set the pick. Off the screen, it's just to Crowder. From the wing, hits the front of the rim and out. Houston leading by 7. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in. There's 1:40 left in the third quarter of the game. Olynyk with the steal. Beverly against Thomas. To the wing on the left. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Beverly.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Celtics trail by 7. Jerebko dishes to Olynyk. Here's Thomas. Sullinger a screen on Beverly. Thomas goes in. Here's Olynyk. Boston again missing.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. Boston also with the sub. Amir Johnson's checked in for Olynyk. Thomas against Beverly. He dishes it to Capella. Screen by Jones. Shot clock at 6. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
.29 seconds left in the third. Thomas against Beverly. Sullinger a screen on Beverly. Out to the wing. Here's Jerebko. Boston, no good that time either.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Beverly with the ball. Here's Harden. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Harden's got 12 points in the game.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Rockets on top, up 9. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Rockets leading by 9. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. Harden out there with Lawson. And it's Brewer in at the small forward position. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Outside Bradley. Back to Thomas. And right on target with the swish.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
It's stolen by Bradley. Johnson the screen. Here's Turner. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Like last season, we saw Modiunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Modiunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. And then for Boston, Zeller comes in for Johnson. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas.
And Modiunas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
That drops. That's 7 points for Avery Bradley. Rockets leading by 9. Lawson up top to the inside. Lee with the steal. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist by Turner. 9 points for Avery Bradley.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Ariza goes in, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And the Rockets lead by 9. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lawson. Celtics ball. Here's Bradley. Shoots from the elbow. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
The defender was spinning around like an agitator in the washing machine after that crossover.
I think you're right. Looks a little bit dizzy after that one.
Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Rockets leading by 7. Harden outside. The pass to Lawson. Here's Modiunas. Shot is no good. And the Celtics going the other way now. Smart with the ball. Now Lawson defending. There's the screen. Back to Zeller. And that one is hammered home.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Here's Howard, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one. Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey guys, well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
Turner with the steal. He feeds it to Smart. Zeller passes to Brantley. And he gets it to go.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Tries it from 19. And it falls over the rim and in. 8 points for Lawson.
Well, as we all know, Lawson can turn it up sometimes, and he's got it going.
Harden against Bradley. Pass to Zeller. The 15-footer, good.
Oh, perfect execution. The size mismatch was there, and they went right at it.
Not only perfect execution, how about perfect timing, too?
Lawson gets to Ariza. Feeds to Howard. Some nice passing there by Houston. Harden's shot is off. Celtics trail by 5. Smart dishes to Bradley. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter. Pick by Lee. 6 to shoot. Bradley kicks to Lee. Banked in off the glass.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Thomas checked in for Smart. There's 1:17 left in the game. Harden the pass to Lawson. There's a screen by Modiunas. The shot's good from Lawson. Lawson's got 6 here in this quarter.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Against Harden. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Really an extraordinary game for Bradley. He's got 13 points and 5 assists. Very much heating up. Fun to watch right now.
Yeah, we are having fun, but I can tell you what, the guy who's got to guard him isn't.
Cannot convert on the second. That misses.
They really could have used a perfect trip to the line there. Instead, they're still down 2 possessions.
There's a screen by Modiunas. Ariza outside. Clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot from deep 3-point range. That's no good, but only his first miss in 6 shots. Bradley drives in. Boston, no good that time either.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
.23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
23 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Zeller. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that pass.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Shooting for Houston, James Harden.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Go!
17 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Thomas kicks to Turner. 3-pointer. And the rebound goes to Howard.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
So he comes up empty at the line. Bradley. So we see the Rockets get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Well, first off, James, congratulations on the win tonight. What is the mindset of the team right now and the philosophy in your approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on the small things. Our hard work is going to be enough as well.
Well done. Certainly a great team effort. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, James Harden. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about his performance? And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.